to speak on my personal experience with sisterhood and why do I think sisterhood is so important. I think that sisterhood is important because it's when the foundation is that teach you how to deal with people from different walks of life. When I came into my chapter, it was originally about 5 or 6 pro fights before me and my sisters came along. It was 3 of us, myself included, and they were older than us, and then my sisters who came in with me, they were older than me. So I pretty much took it as just a regular, I treat them as regular sisters. I treat them how I already treated my sisters. I personally didn't join Sigma Gamma Rho for the sisterhood. I said that in the very beginning. I have sisters. Even my sisters said, why do you want to join a sorority? You already have sisters. I didn't join it for the sisterhood. I joined it for other reasons. But sisterhood ended up being a big part of being in a sorority. It just taught me how to deal with different people from different backgrounds. They literally came from different walks of life and they lived in different areas. Like my ace, she was originally from Queens, Southside Jamaica, Queens, New York. My tail, she was originally from Charleston and I'm from Columbia. We have different birthdays. Well, no, Taria's birthday is in August, mine is in August, and then Calix's birthday was in December. So we were different. We're very different people. I think 2 of my pro fights, their birthdays were in November. One was a military brat, one was from Charleston, the other one was from Charleston. 2 were from areas that I don't even remember, but I never heard of them before, and I live in South Carolina. So we all came from different walks of life, and then when we came together, it was just literally like a family. We just kind of fell into each other. I think that it helped that we all had similar personalities, which I can honestly say that there hasn't been a person in Zeta Theta who's quiet. So I think that came after I left. We kind of got quiet people, but when I was there, we were all very outgoing. So we meshed together really, really well. The actual sisterhood aspect of it, I love the fact that we were similar. We were very similar in sense of what we wanted to do in life. We were all goal oriented. We all had different careers that we wanted. Some people had aspirations to join careers in design or careers in media, careers in criminal justice. So we were all very similar with what we wanted to do in life, which I thought was very helpful because you never know how that's gonna help you later on in life. So in undergrad, I think that I had a good group of sisters who taught me a lot about how to be confident, how to behave when you're around certain people, how to network. It was really, really helpful in that regard. I love my experience with being with the sisters that I had in undergrad, especially my pro fights, because I feel like I learned a lot from them based off of their experiences in the chapter and what they had to bring to me, or what they had to show me once I got in. So I thought that was really, really helpful. I think the other side of it is when you become a pro fight and you have people underneath you. My experience with that, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't the most fun. It really wasn't. Being over a group of people, because if you don't know, if you haven't watched any of my videos, I went from being a member of the chapter to the secretary to the vice president to the president. That whole vice president, president section, it's not for everybody. Even if you're in a smaller chapter, which I was, you're still going to be over a bunch of people. And my experience with that, being over people, was a lot. I had an advisor who was basically, she was hands-on, but she was hands-off. Hands-off in the way that she wanted me to learn how to do it on my own and train me so that I would know how to do it in the future and not have to really rely on her as much, which I think is what an advisor is supposed to do. They're supposed to train their advisees on how to do things, because as you progress in your organization, you're going to end up being over a lot of things and you're going to want to know how to do those things. Like I had to learn how to do the membership process basically by myself. Like I was responsible for a lot of things. I had to read the book. I had to figure out how to send things to nationals, how to make sure it got there, make sure I knew when it was supposed to get there, because they say something's due one day and you have to send it before the day it is due so that they get it when it's due. It was a lot, so I had to kind of figure that stuff out and then ask her if I had questions. So me being over people and having the responsibility of being over people in an organization was not the most fun. It kind of took away from me wanting to be around them too, because when you're training people, I just feel like when I train people, I want things done a certain way, and everybody's not the same. Everybody's not going to be Kelsey. So I had to learn how to deal with that and how to just basically accept it, like train people to the best of their ability, and you can't really expect them to be just like you. So I had to make myself kind of accept that. But it did teach me that people learn things in different ways, and it's the same thing when you're dealing with being in a sisterhood. People are going to be different in your chapter. People aren't going to have the same work ethic as you in your chapter, so you have to learn how to deal with that. Not everybody's the same. Let's just say that. Sisterhood to me is something that should be learned over time. It's not something that you're going to get right the first day. It's not something that you're going to get right the first time. Even when I was getting to know my sisters, when we first crossed, I had to basically figure out who learned, like, people's learning styles. I had to figure out people's learning styles. They had to figure out my learning style. And we had to kind of make it work like that. To this day, I'm able to use my experience from my sisterhood with my everyday life, having to deal with people, not deal, I don't want to say deal, having to work with people who come from different backgrounds, who learn things in different ways. Well, it really prepared me for the field that I'm currently in. My background is in communications. I've been doing communications since undergrad up until now. Basically the foundation of my job. It's not my current job, it's the foundation of my job. And working with the people that I've worked with in my chapter, I feel like has prepared me for just about anything, because I've dealt with almost everything. I've dealt with people who aren't quick learners. I've dealt with people who work fast. I've dealt with people who don't necessarily get along with everybody, which is fine. It definitely teaches you those things. So I can fully appreciate my experience in my sorority and undergrad, and even in grad chapter. I think grad chapter was probably the most eye-opening experience when dealing with sisterhood versus undergrad, because in undergrad I feel like I spent a lot of time with my sorority sisters because it was undergrad. We were on campus every day. We had classes every day. We lived in the same neighborhood, so we got to spend a lot of time with each other. Graduate chapter is a little different because you're dealing with adults. We come to chapter, we do our events, we do our community service, and then we pretty much go home. There's no set president that we have to spend a lot of time with each other once we've completed an event, and that doesn't give you the opportunity to get to know your sisters very well. Recently, my chapter hosted a not a sleepover, it was basically a sleepover, but it was a sisters retreat, and got to spend more time with each other and kind of brought in the sisterhood aspect of being in a sorority, which I think is really nice. I think everybody should do that. So for me personally, I wouldn't trade my experience for the world. I know I say that all the time, but it's true. I wouldn't trade my experience for anything. I love my sorority. I need a break from it because I've been doing it for so long. But it's if I'm not doing anything related to my sorority, like the time that I spent where I wasn't very active, it just felt like something was missing. And until I do something related with my sorority, I do feel like that part of me is missing, because it is a part of me now. I've been doing it for almost 6 years. No, 7. I've been doing it for 6 years now. So when I ended up taking a break, it really kind of hurt because I've been doing it for so long and it really felt like something was missing. But I'm back and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what the year brings. I'm just so excited about all these things. Gonna have more videos for you guys. If you guys have more questions for me, please feel free to put them in the comments below or reach out to me on any of my platforms. I still get questions from you guys and I appreciate it. I love helping y'all. Congratulations to all of the initiates who came out this fall. I'm so proud of you guys. Those of you who came out to Sigma Gamma Rho, good job. Love you guys. Congratulations. I hope you guys like this video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.